Hello, everybody. This is Claire with the Mother Load, and let's dive right in. All right. From the Mother-in-Laws from Hell Reddit, posted by Cat Lover, 1428. Story is called, "Is it bad to not let my FMIL get ready with me day of the wedding?" Just based off of that, I'm gonna say no. No, because I think normally at weddings it's the bride getting ready with her friends or her wedding party, and mother-in-laws should be helping get the area ready. That's just me. Let's read it and see what's going on. My FMIL. What is the F? And I do not get along well at all. We try really hard to be civil, but we're just not meant to be close. I get that, girl. My main issue with her is there's just a ton of comparison between her family versus my family, and it drives me nuts, as it should. I could go into a lot of detail here, but she caused a big blow up when we got engaged over who got to see the ring first. And to be honest, I haven't really forgiven her since. She's just very unpleasant about me seeing my family too much when she feels it is unfair to her. Oh, she sounds like my grandpa. That's not a good thing. I am now currently worried about our wedding day. We are planning on doing a rehearsal the morning of at the venue and then splitting off to start getting ready. Girls in the bridal suite and boys in the groom suite. That's how it should be. However, I do not understand any circumstances. I do not under any circumstances want my FMIL, former mother-in-law? Frickin' mother-in-law. I don't know. In the bridal suite with me while I am getting ready. I totally get it. But there is not really anywhere for her to hang out after the rehearsal that morning. Would it be bad to just not invite her and her husband to the rehearsal that morning and have them come closer to the ceremony time? I am worried that it will be viewed as unfair, as I want my mom and grandma with me in the bridal suite while I'm getting ready. I will say, I don't expect my dad to hang out with my fiance in the groom suite. I also feel bad excluding his grandmothers. I love them a lot and think it would be special for them to be there, but I think his mom would throw a fit if I did that. So I think she would also throw a fit. I do. Because my mom would throw a fit. My mom did our flowers, so she didn't have time to throw a fit about anything. But yeah, I totally get that. I could see how it would be unfair if you had like everybody but her in the bridal suite. But the thing is unfair doesn't exist on a wedding day. Why don't you invite your husband to invite her in there with him? Why can't he do that? It's his mom. She should spend time with him. And if you don't really have a good relationship with her, then why not? However, if you do invite her in to try to like extend that olive branch, you could invite her in and then have your maid of honor or your entire bridal party or your mom, they can be on extraction duty. So if she starts to pitch a fit or make it an unpleasant experience, you could be like, hey, get a code word or something and have her kicked out. That's always an idea. But let's see what the comment section says. Oh, and I guess you said the rehearsal. If your mother-in-law is not directly involved in the ceremony, she doesn't need to be at the rehearsal. Okay, the rehearsal are for people who are involved in the ceremony. I think my mother-in-law was at the rehearsal because she walked my husband to the front of the thing. Whatever. I think that's the only reason she was there. Otherwise, I don't think anybody needs to be at the rehearsal unless they're directly involved in the ceremony. So that's just something. If she's involved in the ceremony, she should be there. If not, doesn't matter, in my opinion. Okay, let's look at the comments. This person said, that's a wild request. She can see you when you walk down the aisle. This person said, do not allow her in when you are getting ready. She will mess it up. She is not your mother, and she is not needed as needed as support for you. Tell all your bridesmaids and family to help keep her out. Good luck. And congratulations. She's part of the groom's party, not the bridal party. She doesn't need to be there. Okay, I like that. So I kind of said that. Have her go with her son. She can watch him get ready. This one says, she will ruin your wedding day and experience getting ready. Life isn't fair. That's true. That's true. Life is living. The consequences of your choices, good and bad. Her choice to treat you like shirt has led her being outside the circle of trust. You don't owe her these precious moments of your life because you are marrying her son. That said, what is your fiance doing about all this? Oh, good point. Safe efficiency. How is he helping to mitigate his mother's awful behavior towards the woman he is marrying? Are you real sure he is going to support you and protect you from this day forth? Your fiance needs to manage his mother and his side of the family. That's his job, not your burden. You plan your special day and don't think twice about making sure it's as don't think twice about making sure it's as peaceful and drama-free as humanly possible. That means keeping her far away from you because she's already shown you who she is and believe her. Oh, look, OP interacted with this comment. Let's see what she says. OP says, he is being very great about it. He has promised me that she will not be there and he will personally see to it day of if that's what it takes. I just want to make sure I'm not being a jerk before I set this boundary. Totally fair. I actually like to jerk check myself too. That sounded weird, but you know what I mean. I really wouldn't mind her being there if we got along just a little bit better. Well, maybe more of a lot better. She's very unpleasant. Okay, cool. Well, good luck, my friend. Good luck. I don't know why people always make weddings about themselves, but they do. So just make sure you make it about yourself because it's your and your fiance/husband's self because it's about you guys, about nobody else. So you have fun on that day and good luck. Let us know if anything happens. All right, our next story is from Just No Mill, posted by Direction OK. Title, Mill and My Parents. Give it to me straight is the flare, so let's give it to her straight. I think I have posted a bit about this before, but here it goes. My mother-in-law moved across the country to live near my husband and I after we had our first child. Before she came, my husband and I told her multiple times that she could not live with us indefinitely. Ooh. We were very clear about it, but she kept acting like eventually we would give in. She did end up staying with us for a few months, but she had arranged a place to rent and moved in there as planned. Thank goodness. It's hard to get rid of people. After about a year, she spent all of her money and lost her place to live. My mom stepped in trying to help her find housing because she didn't want to see her end up homeless. Somehow that turned into my mother-in-law moving into my parents' house temporarily. I advised them not to let her move in and that she would never leave. I'm going to shut my window. My kids just came to the backyard. You might still hear them, but kids, right? They deserve to be loud and they deserve to play and have fun, in my humble opinion. Now she has completely overstayed her welcome and the situation is getting oogly. Amanda Bynes, she's the man. I can feel the strain it's putting on my parents and my own relationship with my parents, and I'm angry that they're now dealing with this. I hate feeling like the bad guy for wanting basic boundaries respected, and I hate that my parents got dragged into this. I don't even know what the right thing to do is anymore. I feel like I need to stick to my boundaries, but I also feel my parents getting resentful that they are the ones who took her in. My relationship with her feels like it's past the point of repair, and I just can't imagine her living with us at this point. So you're asking us to give it to you straight about the situation? Here's the thing. You didn't invite your parents to let her move in with them. They chose that. Two grown adults made that choice. That is not your fault. And they should have seen the situation. The fact that she almost made herself homeless is her fault, not your parents' fault. So they shouldn't be resentful towards you for them allowing her to move in. That's on them, not on you, okay? Not on you. I think the least you could do is encourage them to kick her out. Again, it's not your fault. It's just not. You got her out in a timely manner and they invited her back in, okay? Not your fault. Also, your husband should be involved in this story in some capacity. Let's read some comments. Northern Lit Up said, your parents need to file a formal eviction against her. I know you feel responsible, but you're not. But they are the ones who decided to let her move in despite your warnings. They are the ones who need to get her out. If she has nowhere else to go, that's still not your problem. Contact the Office of Aging and let them find her a place for her. Agreed. All right, this one says, I'm confused. Why are they resenting you? Don't know. Aren't you all on the same page? Evict her. What does your husband say? Is he taking charge here? OP says, my parents don't seem willing to evict her. My husband and I are aligned on our own boundaries, but I'm not sure what to do about her taking advantage of my parents. OP, I don't think you can do anything. Your parents are grown adults. They could have read the signs and they could have made a better decision for themselves, but it's not on you, okay? It's not on you. I'm sorry. It's on your parents for getting this figured out. Now, you can talk to your parents and encourage them to get her out and give them resources and kind of help them behind the scenes, but unless your husband steps up to the plate and says, Mom, get out of their house, I don't think that's your place. Good luck. Okay, we have time for one more story from the Just No Mill page from Kamitochakandria. How to politely refuse to answer questions about work. Update. Oh, yay. Advice wanted. My mill is in her 70s. Has dementia, although I don't believe it is a major issue or root of the problem in her day-to-day interactions with family. And her children and I and our therapist suspect she has borderline personality disorder. That's a rough one. I think my mom has that. In my experience with her, she usually has a person in the family that she is picking on and trying to intimidate, make feel bad, guilt trip, etc. When it is my turn, she usually asks me about my work and won't let it go. I have a question. Did this happen before she had dementia or after? Or is it just like a thing, like more like, is it a habit she had before she had dementia and it's just gotten worse? Like, I don't know how the dementia fits into this. So I don't know if there's clarification. Let's find out. I have a stressful work intensive job and when I am off of work, there is no one to cover my work and all my work left for me to do when I am back. She will ask me more about work when I am taking time off and points out that there is no one there to cover me, that work is really stressful and I will have more work to do the longer I am out. And you're probably thinking, no duh. My husband had an intensive surgery last week and I took the week off to stay with him and take care of him. She repeatedly asked me about work and how I can take off when I have so much to do, points out there is no one to back me up, etc. I would love suggestions on how to politely redirect her. It doesn't help to say work is good and great. She will repeatedly ask me for specifics. I usually say, work is stressful. I don't want to think about or talk about it, and try to change the subject. I said this a couple of times in the particular interaction, so she just reminded me all the reasons why I am stressed out at work since I am willing to talk about it. My therapist suggests saying, oh well, to her next time and let it get real awkward. Asking for polite suggestions since I am keeping in mind her age, dementia, and trauma as a child that has made her a batshit crazy. People I tell her shenanigans to are always astonished, like, I am your son's lifeline caregiver after the intense surgery, and she is over here trying to stress me out and make me feel bad. All right. I really like your therapist suggestion of saying, oh well. Also, I like one of the things that I like to do is be like, did you mean to ask me that again? Are you like kind of like reiterate the question. Are you asking me how I'm going to handle work? Yes? Okay, well, we already talked about it, Okay, well, we already talked about it. Okay, we already talked about it. And then say, I'm not going to talk about it anymore. If you bring it up, I'm not going to respond. And just don't respond. I often treat adults like that, like children. Let's look at comments. Boundaries, ironically, says, my coworker graciously offered to cover me while I'm gone. Tell me more about those bags under your eyes. Are you sleeping enough? That's a good one. Independent Bar says, stop talking to her. If someone does not respond to gray rocking and if someone does not respond to gray rocking and keeps pushing, you end the conversation. If on the phone you said, have to go, goodbye. If in person you say, got to go and leave, then they stop answering your phone. This person says, lie. They hired someone to cover for me and they're staying on to help out our whole team. Everything is sunshine and roses. She'll find something else to pick at. In fact, give her something. Give her the plot of a TV show and say it's happening on your street. I love that idea. Do that one. Start repeating the same answer every time. I have everything covered. I have everything under control. I've got it. And just be like a broken record. Like, that's when my kids ask me the same question repeatedly, I just tell them the same thing over and over and over and over. And eventually they get bored of the question because they get bored of the answer. Somebody says, start asking her question. Oh, I love that, floating cynic. Start asking her questions. Why are you so concerned? Are you talking to my boss? Why do you want to know? I have told you discussing work is stressful and you keep bringing it up. Are you trying to create more stress for me? What are you hoping to achieve right now? Are you here to help or add to the stress? If you're here to help, change the subject. Don't you have any other interest than my job? Why are you fixated? Also, feel free to simply tell her, go home, Mill. I'm not having this conversation today, or hang up on her. Don't forget to hold silence. Don't forget to hold silence after asking these questions. Maintain eye contact and remain silent until she's very uncomfortable. It's a very effective tool. Very good idea, floating cynic. Why aren't you at work? Who's going to cover for you? How are you going to make up your work? Why do you want to know? Why are you so concerned? Are you talking to my boss? Let's do another one. This is fun. What are you hoping to achieve right now? I love this. I like that one. Do that one. Be curious right back at her when she asks you questions. Be inquisitive. Why are you asking me this? What are you hoping to achieve? Are you trying to add to my stress or take away from my stress? Oh, if you're trying to help me be less stressed, don't bring it up. And if you bring it up again, I'm just not going to respond. Anyways, that wraps it up for today. Thank you for joining us with the Mother Load, and I hope that helped. And I look forward to reading more stories and handing out more free advice, whether you like it or not. Bye.